Give me an honest answer about when you could come up with 1,200. I mean, you guys have been operating on a wing and a prayer at times, and you doing whatever. But I just need to know what date you come up with $1,200.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah.
I think best we can do is 3 weeks on 1,200, and that's going to push us into May, which I know.
Well, hold on.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Getting ahead of
Yes, sir.
yourself, okay?
Yes, sir.
I asked you a simple question.
3 weeks.
Yes, let me put it to you this way. Can you come up with 1,200 by the 15th?
Yeah.
Of May? All right. So
That's
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything. Court calls case of Eladot Property Management versus Nicole Freeland. Nicole Freeland? Oh, that's her?
And Mr. Gates, she went to get Mr. Gates, I think.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. All right. All right. Okay.
I'm Nicole.
Okay. Oh, here it comes. Your name, sir?
Aaron Gates.
All right. All right. Where are we on this?
You judgment
Yes, I did.
redemption period has passed. I came to court today with a request for an order of eviction and the $15 payment, but the defendants have filed a motion to set it aside. We've had a conversation. I don't have any extension to offer them, but I know they want to ask you for whatever you'll do for them.
We showed up 2 weeks ago for court. We had a 2 o'clock meeting. It got moved to 12 o'clock. We had nothing in the mail. No, we didn't receive anything until Monday the next week for that hearing. We're asking.
Do me a favor. Slow down. All right. Just talk to me. Okay.
We showed up for 2 o'clock hearing and we found out it was moved till noon. And so you issued the judgment on that. So we're asking just for a extended.
Hold on a second. You showed up at 2
2
o'clock.
o'clock, sir.
And they,
What time was the hearing set?
the Zoom, when we
May I-
had Zoom with,
No, that,
Ms. Engen, you see us make notes and it says 4:10 at 12 p.m. So,
but when we
so
got,
you told us, I shouldn't say you, apparently you told everyone 12 at the time, because that's what Ms. Engen wrote down contemporaneously with the hearing, but I'm not doubting that Mr. Gates thought it was 2. Why?
paperwork we received, it says 2 o'clock and then that.
I'm telling you what, I am looking at my note here. Or what I wrote that day, and I wrote 12. I mean, I wrote 2. So, well,
I know when we asked for, to write in the letter, the lady
For
showed
what?
us for whatever, and it did say 12, then it said 2, so it seemed like it got. It looked like on the, where it was written, where they can see it, it said you have to be at court at 2, and then somehow it got changed to 12 with, no, we didn't know.
so,
No, ma'am. Will you please sit down one minute?
She's not bothering him. She,
yes,
No, she runs.
it's fine. Feels like I want to act that way.
Right.
All I can assume, were the rest of your cases set at noon that day?
I think so.
On the 10th?
On the 17th?
No, the 10th.
No, the
It was
10th,
the
Your Honor.
10th, yeah.
Redemption date was the 20th.
Hold on a second. It also looks like I wrote 2. but I don't know. But it was probably supposed to be 12.
You're saying,
On the 10th, I can see how there was confusion if,
Then the grace of God, I called today and realized we had court.
no, I got you.
Yeah.
I think if the clerks put it in, my circle drew over the one when I circled the date, when I circled the time. And then I issued the judgment. Okay. Let's assume it was the court's error. All right. And I'll take responsibility for that.
Appreciate that.
Um, can you guys get this paid? Where are you guys with payments?
We're at like $1,000 from last month's rent,
So I think it's 1,100 or 1,200.
something like that, close to maybe 12. Like, I think it's a 1,109
Oh,
that we owe for last month.
We freaked out last week and we had to make a payment to our storage shed just in case we were evicted. So we had access to our storage shed, so we did not make a $300 payment. But we can make our $300 payment every week. And we're still in contact with the Faith in Action Company. And they're still they're still talking to us. They have not made a decision yet on whether or not they can help us.
They're currently 1196.83 on the 1st, which is a week from today.
Yeah, so
they'll be at 2594.83.
May I say something?
yeah.
I've been laid off for the last 4 weeks. I've been filling out paperwork in your courtroom today for job applications. I had 2 good opportunities today for a job and hopefully I can get it next week. And if I can get that next week, we can make better payments, get this paid off and get back on track.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
If I told you guys had to come up with $1,200, how fast do you think you can come up with that?
Both good advice to borrow, not soon. I don't know.
I mean,
No.
2 weeks is the best I can say. I don't want to stretch it past that because I can't say anything, but 2 weeks I can ask people. It's best I can say. I mean, in 2 weeks, when they have 600, so I'm asking for 600. So that's where I'm at. That's not trying to hurt my family on food and everything else. So I'm not trying to take away from them on that.
No, I got you. I don't.
May I?
Hmm?
May I? While you're fashioning a remedy, I'll remind you that there's a money judgment in place currently for 1481.83.
Correct. That was the judge. That was the redemption.
If we come back and you order a judgment on the 1st,
yeah,
and then they still don't pay and move, then the money judgment amount.
Right.
So that's all.
No, that's why I was trying to think of a way to try to do this to give these guys a shot because they've been coming here and I know they're trying. I mean, I can't say anything else about you. If you're not coming here trying to get me spoke about what's going on, just doing the best you can each week, right?
Mhm.
That's
I
it.
don't make $350 a week. It's just,
What'd you say?
I only make $350 a week. Just trying to, I use that, make it work. Sorry.
All right. How many kids you got?
It's the one.
Listen. All right, let's do this. All right, and Give me an honest answer about when you could come up with 1,200. I mean, you guys have been operating on a wing and a prayer at times, and you're doing whatever, but I just need to know what date you come up with $1,200.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah.
I think best we can do is 3 weeks on 1,200, and that's gonna push us into May, which I know.
Well, hold on.
Okay, yes, sir.
Getting ahead of
Yes, sir.
yourself, okay?
Yes, sir.
I asked you a simple question.
3 weeks.
Yes, let me put it to you this way. Can you come up with 1,200 by the 15th?
Yeah.
Of May? All right, so
Yes, I
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything with May rent at this point. They come in, they're gonna see you for May rent. That's gonna happen, but hopefully you'll get a better job. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to deny your motion. You stay with, or just set aside the judgment and stay the rest.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna sign the order of eviction. I'm gonna do all of that. However, order of eviction not be executed until the May 8th, on or after May 18th.
Issued or executed.
May not be executed till May 18th. I'll sign the order. Okay,
That's it.
understand that, folks?
Yes, ma'am. Or, yes, sir. Sorry.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
dancing.
It's okay. You gave me a promotion. But so what I'm doing is chance to get this judgment paid off.
Yes, sir.
The amounts that this doesn't include anything to do with May. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you got to get that 1,200 into them as fast and as soon as you can.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
got that?
Sir.
Okay.
Is that them or do you?
No,
Escrow.
you pay it right to them.
Oh, okay.
They'll understand that if they get that 1,200 or the 1196.83, but to get the 1,200,
Yes, sir.
that rate is no good. They're gonna have to come after you for May.
And the 15th is a Friday?
15th is Friday. I gave it. They can't do anything to the 18th, that Monday.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Your Honor,
I
on the order of eviction, we've done this a few times and they've been posted with a 24-hour notice. So on this one, and I think going forward, what I'd like to do is add a line that says, do not execute before May 18th. And while I'm here, highlight it on all 4 copies and turn it in the courtroom. And that way you can initial it there.
okay.
Hopefully we won't do that. If it gets posted before the week of the 11th, call your landlord and call my office right away.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. And thank you.
Not a problem. You guys are good people. You're trying. I get you're trying. And I have to appreciate the fact that every time you come here, one of the things that impresses me about you too is you're trying to do it, but you're also trying to take care of your family. I now clearly understand why when I look at that little one.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You guys take care. Have a great weekend.
You as well, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you again.
Bye-bye. See, that made my day. Outside Lake 3 versus Latanya Pupal.
It's safe for the plaintiff.
Ms. Powell?
Hello, yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Okay, where are we on her case?
320351.
All right, Ms. Powell, where are you on this?
Well, I know I can make a payment on Monday.
The 27th? How much can you pay on Monday?
Like 400 or 500. and I'm still waiting.
Did you apply for assistance?
No,
She was gonna get her tax fund.
Okay. What happened to your tax refund?
I'm still waiting on it.
Why didn't you apply for assistance?
They won't help me.
Did they say that?
Yeah, that's what they tell me every time.
Why won't they help you?
They
That
said I
you make too,
make too much. But technically I
Okay.
don't, because I'm not even really working full time right now.
okay. Look. You need to get on the phone, call Hawk.
Okay.
I'd like to say we'll wait on your tax refund, but I don't trust the federal government for anything, not these days. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna grant them a judgment finding no tribal issue for the full amount. 3,000, 51. I'm gonna grant them the judgment, so just listen what I'm doing here. But a writ, they're not gonna be able to issue a writ till the 15th of May.
Okay.
All right, now what that's gonna do, you need to get on the phone to Hawk, call them today. You have that number?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, call them. There are a couple of different programs that you might qualify for, even though your income is a little bit higher. But you're telling me your income really isn't that, okay? So call them, see what they can do. I'm giving you extra time to get that done, but call them today. You hear me?
Okay.
All right,
Alrighty, thank you.
you're welcome. And then I think I have.
Have you ever watched a courtroom case where you thought the judge was about to throw the book at someone, only for the hearing to take a completely unexpected turn? That's exactly what happens in this case. At first glance, it looks like a routine eviction hearing between a property management company and two tenants who have fallen behind on their rent. But as the conversation unfolds, it becomes clear that this isn't just about unpaid money. It's about responsibility, honesty, and whether someone deserves one final chance before losing their home. The hearing begins with the property management company explaining that a judgment has already been entered and they are now requesting an order of eviction. Normally, once a judgment has been issued and the required time has passed, the next step is straightforward. The landlord asks the court for permission to remove the tenants from the property. However, the tenants have filed a motion asking the judge to set aside that judgment. The judge immediately starts asking questions rather than making assumptions. Instead of rushing through the case, he wants to understand why the tenants missed their previous hearing. Aaron Gates explains that they believe their court appearance was scheduled for 2 o'clock. When they arrived, they discovered the hearing had already taken place because it had apparently been moved to noon. Rather than dismissing the explanation, the judge slows everything down. He tells Aaron to relax and simply explain what happened. That moment is important because it shows the judge isn't looking for excuses, he's looking for facts. As the discussion continues, even the court records appear confusing. Notes written during the earlier hearing suggest different times. The judge examines his own handwritten notes and admits there may have been an error made by the court itself. That's not something judges say lightly. He openly accepts responsibility if the scheduling confusion came from the court instead of the tenants. But even after acknowledging that possible mistake, the judge explains that the scheduling issue doesn't erase the much bigger problem. The rent is still unpaid, and the landlord is still owed a significant amount of money. The conversation then shifts to finances. The tenants admit they still owe roughly $1,200 from the previous month's rent. They explain that after fearing they were about to be evicted, they spent money securing a storage unit so they would have somewhere to keep their belongings if they lost their apartment. They tell the judge they're making weekly payments whenever possible and are also waiting to hear whether a local assistance program will help cover some of their rent. The landlord quickly updates the court with the exact balance. By the beginning of the next month, the amount owed will grow to well over $2,500 if nothing changes. At that point, the the situation becomes even more serious. Aaron then explains that he has been laid off from work for several weeks. He says he spent part of that same day filling out job applications and believes he has 2 promising opportunities that could allow him to get back on his feet. His message is simple. They're not refusing to pay, they simply don't have the income right now. This is where the hearing reaches one of its most memorable moments. The judge asks a direct question. If I told you that you needed to come up with $1,200, how quickly could you do it? Aaron freezes. He repeatedly says, I don't know. For several seconds, he struggles to answer. You can almost hear the pressure in his voice. Eventually, he estimates that maybe 2 weeks would be enough, but then immediately admits even that might only allow them to raise about $600. He doesn't try to impress the judge with unrealistic promises. Instead, he honestly explains what he believes is possible while still feeding his family and paying everyday expenses. That honesty seems to matter. Rather than attacking Aaron for not having a perfect answer, the judge continues asking careful questions. He wants a realistic timeline instead of false hope. The landlord's attorney reminds the judge that a money judgment has already been entered and explains how future rent will continue increasing the total debt. Legally, the landlord has every right to continue with the eviction process. Even so, the judge isn't interested in creating an impossible situation. He says something that reveals exactly how he's viewing the case. He explains that every time these tenants come into court, they appear to be making an honest effort rather than trying to deceive anyone. In his opinion, they're doing everything they reasonably can under difficult circumstances. The judge then asks another important question. How many kids do you have? The answer is just one. That simple exchange changes the tone of the hearing.